Napakadaling mag-declare ng savings kung bibigyan natin ng blanket authority ang departments to use the savings and use it whenever they want or augment something without passing through Congress. Do you know the history of One Fund concept when it started, Madam Speaker, Madam Sponsor?
Maliwanag po, mas maliwanag pa sa alas 8 ng umaga, ang balanse nila ay demandable po yan.
Madam Speaker, hingi nga po maliwanag sa tirik ng araw yung balanse. Alam mo yun. Hindi maliwanag kung magkano ang balanse ng mga earmarked revenues dahil natatraffic sa Bureau of Treasury. Madam Speaker, saan po nakasulat na ganun ang ibig sabihin ng earmarked revenues? Na pwede siyang gamitin pag hindi ginagamit pa. Madam Speaker, umaandar po yung oras. Yes, Madam Speaker, because a mere joint memorandum circular isn't enough para may batas tayo. Bagong
Yes.
pasa yung batas, mas latest
Yes.
yung batas. So we have to follow that. That's why we have to put it in the special provision. I know that's what the problem is. Walang employee-employer relationship, si job order at saka si contract of service. But we should have thought of that before we passed the law. But we passed the law and signed by the President.
That is
So we have to honor the law.
That is correct. I tend to agree with you. So, definitely, hindi tayo papayag na a joint circular will trump the law. So, paglalaban po natin yan, Madam Speaker.
I will submit a proposal for a special provision so that all agencies, national government agencies, recognizes this. Pinasa natin yung batas so we have to honor it.
In other words, hindi na siya kinocompute for all. Yun na ngayon ang practice ng DBM.
Madam Speaker, parang di naman po nagbabago yung definition ng overall savings. Yung savings naman talaga is as you said. Yun ang definition ng savings natin. At kaya nire-reflect yun kasi ito yung mga hindi nagagamit, like you said. And then nire-report kasi yun and it's being transferred to other agencies. Ang sa akin, I'm looking for a tutorial. They have to report it to us, just like before. For example, ang overall savings natin in 2020 is 3.5 billion. That's why it's also significant And then for all those savings, nakalagay dyan kung saan tinransfer sa bawat agency. Pag sinabi mo kasing savings, transfers from each agency na transfer ang savings ng bawat isang ahensya, pupunta ngayon sa overall savings. And then yung overall savings, it's a transfer to. Madam Speaker, yun po yung point ko. Bakit nawawala yung report ng overall savings? Dapat nakikita po natin yon dito sa Kongreso kasi savings po yan na hindi na po alam ng Kongreso kung saan napupunta. And it's part of our obligation to know where these savings are.
Madam Speaker, today is that the agencies themselves use their own savings. So, they can modify on their own. So, hindi katulad dati na nililipat sa ibang ahensya.
And does this mean hindi siya nire-report sa...
No, pero, yes. So, but as a result of that change in practice, kaya nagkaroon din sila ng ibang pagre-report. But tama po yung observation ninyo. And I think that is a very important point. Hindi naman dahil nag-iba ng practice ay nawalan na sila ng responsibilidad.
Napakadaling mag-declare ng savings kung bibigyan natin ng blanket authority ang departments to use the savings and use it whenever they want or augment something without passing through Congress. E di i-bloat na lang palagi yung bidding, yung ABC. Tapos magdadive. You know, this is not acceptable, should not be acceptable to us. That's why we need those reports. Kaya sana po within the week, or sana nga within the day or hanggang tomorrow para naman po mapag-aralan, Madam Speaker. And pagkakaintindi, can you define earmark revenues through you, Madam Speaker?
Earmarked revenues, Madam Speaker, are identified revenues required by law to be used for designated activities, benefits, or purposes which can be either classified as use of income or special account in the general fund or SAGF.
Cash is being used. Madam Speaker, Madam Sponsor, tama po ba na pwedeng gamitin ang earmark revenues ng national government wherever it pleases?
Practice po ng natin. But let me explain.
Madam Speaker, yung tanong ko po, hindi kung practice siya or hindi. Tama po ba na ginagamit natin ang earmarked revenues for other things other than specified in the law?
Madam Speaker, if I may be allowed,
Yes.
parang po siyang, if I may use a comparison. Parang kung tayo po ay nagde-deposito sa isang bangko, nagdeposito tayo ng 100 piso, iniwan natin sa bangko yung ating 100 pesos. Habang hindi natin kailangan yung 100 pesos na yan, ini-invest ng bangko yung 100 pesos na yan. But at any point in time that we demand 100 pesos plus the interest, dapat ibibigay sa atin ng bangko yung pera natin. At any point in time that we want it, it must be available. So ganun po ang konsepto ng earmarked revenues.
Madam Speaker, saan po nakasulat na ganun ang ibig sabihin ng earmark revenues? Na pwede siyang gamitin pag hindi ginagamit pa. Kasi malinaw naman po, earmarked accounts and funds are not, the legal basis of an earmarked revenue could be a law, a presidential decree, or international agreement. Bawat earmarked revenue may batas. At walang blanket authority doon na sinasabing pwede mo munang gamitin habang hindi ginagamit ng agency. Gusto ko lang po makahanap ng legal basis. Mula umpisa, asan po ang legal basis na sinasabing pwedeng gamitin ang pondo na in-earmark natin for another thing kasi yung cash naman hindi pa ginagamit ng ahensya. So hiramin ko muna. Paano kung hindi ko na maibalik? Paano kung hindi na tayo makautang? Hindi po ba pag regular ka na tao, ginamit mo ang pera na hindi para doon? Qualified theft na to. O kaya, pwedeng technical malversation of funds if you use it for another thing. Speaker, ulitin ko, ano pong batas ang nagsasabi na pwedeng gamitin pangsamantala ang earmarked revenue? Yung pera, Madam Speaker. Saan po sinasabing batas na yung cash na nakolekta ng isang collecting agency para sa isang bagay na naka-earmark? Kaya po tayo nagpasa ng batas sa Kongreso. Gusto ko itong SUF para lamang sa free wifi. O meron na siyang 24 billion na cash na nakadeposito. Pero sabi nga, yung cash na to nawawala na kasi ginagamit siya habang hindi pa ginagamit ng free wifi. Hindi ko po talaga masettle sa utak ko kung paano pwedeng, yun lang naman tinatanong ko, ano po bang batas ang nagsasabi, yung cash na para sa free wifi, pwede munang hiramin ng national government para gastusin sa ibang bagay nang hindi nagpapaalam sa tamang or walang proper documentation.
Speaker,
Madam Speaker,
Your Honor.
we are the power of the purse here. Tayo po ang nagpasa ng batas. Yung pera na in-earmark natin, mahirap po na ginagamit, tapos pag kailangan na, sasabihin mo, pag kailangan na, nandyan. Paano kung wala? Hindi ba ganun yung mga estafa cases? Hindi ba ganun yung mga pyramiding scams? Na pagka umutang ka ng pera, for such a, di ba, tapos biglang pagkailangan na, hindi mo na makuha. Pwede mo i-demanda yung taong yun. Ang sinasabi mo kasi, at any given time, ang defense mo is at any given time, pwedeng hingin ng free wifi yung budget. Paano kung walang pera ang gobyerno? Sa akin, hindi yung it's readily available. That's not the point. Ang punto dito, pwede bang gamitin para sa ibang bagay ang cash na inalat ng Kongreso para sa isang particular na bagay? Hindi po excuse yung sasabihin natin, available naman pag gusto ng ahensya eh. Anong difference ito dun sa DAP?
at any point in time na hihingin ng ahensya ang earmarked revenues na yan, dahil maliwanag po, mas maliwanag pa sa alas 8 ng umaga, ang balanse nila, ay demandable po yan.
Madam Speaker, hingi nga po maliwanag sa tirik ng araw yung balanse. Alam mo yun. Hindi maliwanag kung magkano ang balanse ng mga earmarked revenues dahil natatraffic sa Bureau of Treasury. You and I both know that. Natatraffic ang kanilang balanse sa Bureau of Treasury because nagagamit ang pera tapos naghihintay ngayon ng balancing or reconciliation. Madam Speaker, this is not a legal question. It is also a management of cash question. Dahil at the end of the day, nangungutang nga tayo dahil kulang yung pera natin eh. So paano kung biglang may magandang programa ang isang departamento? Can we assure them that there's cash? So bigla tayong we earmark this certain ini-earmark natin ito sa bawat use niya. Kasi gusto nating i-make sure that the money is there at lagi siyang pwedeng gamitin. Tandaan natin, if yung humihiram ng pera ang may control kung anong ibibigay niya, then magdadamot ako ngayon sa pagbibigay kasi ginagamit ko eh. So they have the control eh. If you have the control, di ba? Kunwari ikaw ang may control ng pera, kung ano ang pwede mong gamitin at hindi. Tapos may humihinging ahensya sa'yo. Kung ginagamit mo yung pera, hindi ka magiging generous sa ahensya ibigay kahit mayroon silang tamang programa. Kasi you're making use of the cash available.
Maganda lahat yan, Madam Speaker. But again, ang end balance halimbawa as of June 30, 728.785 billion pesos. So malaking amount of funds. Isipin na lang po natin kung lahat po ito ay binagsak natin ngayon, lahat sa mga ahensya, sa totoo lang po, mabibilaukan silang lahat. Hindi nila kayang ma-absorb lahat ito. So may ganun din na problema. So that is actually part of the mandate of our National Treasury, part of the mandate of the DBM. Kailangan nilang i-manage yan. So they cannot just flood all of these agencies with cash. So
Madam Speaker, cash management does not mean gagastusin mo yung pera pag hindi ginagamit. There's a difference, Madam Speaker. I never said na i-flood natin ng agencies. I'm just simply saying you cannot use the money that's particularly earmarked for a certain project na sinaad natin sa batas.
pero again,
I did not say na i-flood natin sila. But I'm saying, tama po ba na ginagamit natin yung pera na sinet aside ng isang batas na hindi pwedeng gamitin? Malinaw po ang batas. Bawat section, andito po yan, makapal po yan eh. Ilan ang earmarked revenues natin? Nakaspecify doon, nandun lang siya pwedeng gamitin.
so
Very
again,
specific. Alam ko po yung sinasabi niyong one fund concept. Do you know the history of one fund concept when it started, Madam Speaker, Madam Sponsor? Ano ba ang pinanggalingan ng one fund concept, Madam Speaker, Madam Sponsor?
Madam Speaker, what is important is the balance. Paglilinaw lang po kung ano ang balanse ng bawat fund ay intact po yan. Napakahuhusay po ng ating mga empleyado sa ating treasury. Complete po yan. So lahat po ng mga dinadagdag po dyan, lahat ng binabawas, intact po ang balances. Issue lang po because we have a ceiling at every point in time. Today, ang hinaharap natin na ceiling is 6.352 trillion pesos. Can you imagine, kung pinasok po natin itong 728 billion, mauubos yung 6.3 ng 728 billion ng in-earmark ng Kongreso. So paano po yung mga programa na gustong ipatupad ng ating national government? Yun ang mangyayari dito. How will our national government function kung lahat po ng ating earmarked revenues ay pinasok natin lahat doon
Madam Speaker.
sa ating total budget ceiling? So yun po ang napakahirap na trabaho ng ating DBM or DBCC. So yun ang naging ang ganda nga ng konsepto, di ba, ng cash management. So, that's what it is. So, in other words, when you deposit money sa bangko, yung the exact 100 pesos, serial number 0001, hindi naman yun yung the exact bill na isasoli sa'yo once you make a withdrawal. Di ba? Ang usapan lang natin ay nagde-deposit ako ng 100, at any point in time, you are entitled to 100 pesos, any serial amount, any serial number, plus interest. Di ba? Yun naman po ang binabantayan natin.
Madam
It's the
Speaker.
same concept that we are using for cash management under the National Treasury, Madam Speaker.
Madam
And to
Speaker,
remind
so
you,
with the
Honorable
same,
Herrera, that you have 3 more
Madam
minutes.
Speaker, with the same concept, paano yung mga nagsarang bangko? Dahil ginamit nila yung pera eh. Nag-overuse sila ng pera ang diniposito ko eh. So nung nag-withdraw ko, hindi na mabalik sa akin dahil nagsarado yung bangko eh. Like I said, Madam Speaker, again, I believe in the one fund concept, pero mag-amenda tayo ng batas. Isaayos natin. Ano ba sinasabi ko dito? Ever since all budget hearings, sayang ang mga pondo sa earmark revenues, sayang ang mga pondo sa off-budget, sayang ang mga dormant accounts. Ilagay natin sa one fund concept, I agree. Pero let's pass a law. Let's amend the PD. Let's amend the presidential decree or magpasa tayo ng batas dito sa Kongreso if we really want to allow that. Yun lang po yung aking palaging sinasabi kasi right now, and mag-report sila sa atin sa Kongreso kung saan nila ginamit at kailan na hiniram yung pera. Madam Speaker, hindi na natin alam saan napunta yung pera na ginamit na yon. Oo, nandyan. Pero nung hiniram nila, para kang nagsabi sa any empleyado, ito petty cash natin sa opisina. So ibig sabihin, kung meron akong petty cash dito sa opisina, kung merong mga ilangan sandali, ay hiramin ko lang sandali, ibabalik ko naman eh. Pag nabuko mo yung empleyado mo, is it acceptable? Kung kunwari, nagbigay ka ng pera specific sa iyong staff, para dyan lang yan. Tapos hiniram ng staff mo, hiramin ko lang naman ibabalik ko rin Is that okay? Does it make it okay?
I stand by my position that accounting-wise po, hindi naman ginagastos ang earmark revenue as long as hindi programmed, intact po ang balances ng ating earmark revenues. Cash-wise, ay fungible naman po siya.
So, Madam Speaker, paano nga pag hindi na ibalik? Paano kung walang pera yung gobyerno? What happens now? Because ginamit natin for other things, pinambayad natin ng utang. The fact that these are not readily available cash resources but an obligation suggests a shift from the one fund concept to misappropriation. The remittance of the earmark revenues recorded in special accounts has merely become a means to circumvent the purpose of earmarking, allowing physical possession and access to these earmark revenues, which under the Republic Act is, like you said, 700. So, Madam Chair, Madam Speaker, Madam Sponsor, sa akin ilagay po natin sa tama. At mag-report po tayo. Marami po tayo. Pwede po nating lagyan ng special provision na i-report sa atin kailan nila hiniram ang pera. Because hindi ko po talaga matanggap na pwedeng gamitin po yung pera na in-earmark natin for a specific thing, kahit ba hinihiram lang ito sandali. Like I said, hindi ba to parang DAP that was declared unconstitutional by the Supreme Court?
As I said, there's the DOJ, perhaps who can weigh in on this, and the rest of the members on the matter.